Okay, welcome back to the bar in Ontario, Canada. Today we're going to start a solo game of Axis and Allies Global 1942 Bloodbath Edition. So different board setup, different turn order, and the game starts with all 5 of the major Axis and Allied powers at the hold phase for their tech. So we're going to start with purchasing tech dice. So Russia and England are going to purchase 4 dice each, and the other 3 powers, Japan, Germany, and the United States, are going to purchase 5 dice each. So we have to roll a 5 or a 6 on these dice, on at least one of these dice. So here's the Russian. And, oh, 3 of them. So, yes, they got their tech. And it cost them 4 dice to do it. So their tech is active. And we'll reveal that later. Japan has 5 dice. And they did just get 1. Okay. So Japan's tech is active. The United States has 5 dice. And their tech is active. I'm going to put a 5 on there just so I remember how many. But their tech is active. Germany has 5 dice. And their tech is not active. They missed with all 5 dice. Oh, that's unfortunate. So 5 and not active. And then UK. They are active. All of the powers except for Germany will activate their technology, and Germany will have to wait until next turn to try again. Okay, and just a positioning note for the start of the game. Remember, China has an option at the beginning. China has elected to place 2 of its cavalry in Shenxi and 1 cavalry in Sichuan. Okay. Russia turn 1, up first. Okay, the USSR starts their first turn with 27 IPCs. As we saw in the rolling at the beginning of the game, they did get their tech, but it cost them 4 IPCs to do so. So with the remaining 23 IPCs, they're going to spend 8 on 2 artillery, and they're going to spend 15 on 5 infantry. We may as well reveal the tech now because it is going to be a factor in the game. They have chosen self-propelled artillery, so all of their artillery can support 2 infantry or mechanized infantry rather than 1, and they can move 2 rather than 1. Okay, so attacks. Let's have a look at where the Russians are attacking. The first spot they're attacking is the Baltic states, and they're coming in there with 3 infantry and a fighter from Leningrad. They're coming into Belarus with an infantry and an artillery from Leningrad, 3 infantry and a tank from Belarus, and an attack bomber from Moscow. They're coming into Smolensk with 1 infantry from Archangel, 2 tanks and a fighter from the Urals, 4 infantry from Russia. Oh, that's enough, actually. They're also coming into western Ukraine with 2 infantry from Bryansk and the fighter from Moscow. They're coming into Ukraine with 2 infantry and an artillery from Bryansk, a mechanized infantry, an artillery, and a tank from Moscow, 4 infantry and an artillery from Rostov, and a mechanized infantry and a tank from Stalingrad. I believe those are the only attacks. Everything else is non-combat, so we'll start getting these set up. We'll just do sort of north to south. Okay, this is the battle for the Baltic states. I'm a little lighter here than I'm comfortable with, but we'll see how we go. We have 3 unsupported infantry and a fighter going up against an infantry and a tank. All misses. Bad start. 1 hit. 2 infantry and a fighter. 1 hit. 1 hit. 1 infantry and a fighter. Hit. I need a miss here. Hit. Alright, they're not losing the plane, so they're not going to take the territory. All of the German units are destroyed, but the Russians do not take the territory. This is the attack on Belarus. The Russians are coming in with 4 infantry, 2 supported and 2 unsupported, 1 artillery, 1 tank, and a tactical bomber. The tactical bomber will be performing a target select on the tank. Miss. Oops. Alright, 2 1s, 3 2s, and a 3. All misses. Holy crap. Russians are off to a bad start in this game. 3 2s and a 3 for defense. 1 hit. Well, that's not too bad. Okay. Three hits. That's all the infantry. That's better. 1 hit. Okay, well, if that is the way the Germans are going to roll, then this might be alright. Okay, we only need 1 more hit. And they got it. And German defense. Hit. Okay, so the Russians lost 3 infantry, but they took the territory. Okay, the battle for Smolensk. The Russians are coming in with 5 infantry, 2 tanks, and a fighter. One hit. Jeez. Okay. 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank. 2 hits. One hit. Jeez Louise. This is not going well. Three hits. Oh, man. Well, we gotta keep going. One hit. Oh my god. 2 hits. That's the tanks. Alright, well, the Russians have to retreat now, which is unfortunate. Oh well. Okay, battle for Western Ukraine. Russians are coming in with 2 infantry and then a fighter. All misses, geez. Miss. 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 Russians can't hit the broadside of the barn today. There we go. There's a hit. Miss. Okay, so the Russians take the territory eventually with no casualties. Alright, battle for Ukraine. Russians are coming in with 6 infantry, 4 of which are supported and 2 of them aren't. 3 artillery, 2 mechanized infantry, which are supported, and then 2 tanks. So that's 2 1s, 3 2s for the artillery, 4 2s for the supported infantry, 2 2s for the supported mechs, and 2 tanks. 2 2, 4, 6. That's a good start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of the pieces. So that was an extraordinarily successful first turn for a change. The other attacks have not been going quite as well. So that's 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, 1 fighter. 2 hits. So the Russians lose 2 infantry but take the territory. Okay, non-combat for the Russians. The submarine in Sea Zone 127 is going to move to Sea Zone 125 and convoy the Germans in Norway. The infantry in Karelia and the infantry in Vyborg will both move into Leningrad. The plane that participated in the Baltic states, the fighter, and the tactical bomber that participated in the Belarus attack will also be landing in Leningrad. The 2 planes that participated in the Smolensk and Western Ukraine attacks will also be landing, well, not also, will be landing back in Moscow. Other non-combat. The infantry from Caucasus will move into Rostov. The anti-aircraft artillery from Stalingrad will actually move to Moscow. The infantry in Kazakh will move to Stalingrad. The tank from Moscow will be railed almost the length of the Trans-Siberian Railroad and end up in Buryatia. The final tank in Urals will end up in Yenisei. The 2 infantry from Evenkivsky will end up in Yenisei. The 2 infantry in Yakut, the single infantry in Yakut will end up in Buryatia. The 2 infantry in Siberia will end up in Sakha. And the infantry in Novosibirsk will go forward into Vologda. I think that's all the non-combat moves, so I'll tidy up the board and we'll be back with placements and money. Okay, placement of new units. 2 infantry and an artillery are going to be placed in Leningrad. And then 3 infantry and an artillery will be placed in Moscow. Okay, we'll see how we do with that. Alright, changes to income. They get back Belarus, Western Ukraine, and Ukraine for a total of 6 IPCs changed on the income tracking chart. So Germany goes down from 54 to 48, and the Soviet Union goes up from 27 to 33. Okay, so the Russians have a base income of 33 IPCs. They get a 5 IPC bonus because they hold the Urals, Ukraine, and Siberia. And they get a 2 IPC bonus because they hold northwest Iran, which was a pro-Axis territory originally. So they're going to end up with 40 IPCs in their coffers for next round. So 40 IPCs is going into the bank for Russia. Okay, disposition of forces. Sea Zone 125, there is a submarine that is currently convoying Norway. In Leningrad, there's a fighter, a tactical bomber, 4 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, and 1 artillery. In Belarus, there is an infantry, an artillery, and a tank. In Vologda, there is an infantry. In Moscow, there are 2 fighters, 1 artillery, 2 anti-aircraft artillery, and 3 infantry. In Western Ukraine, there are 2 infantry. In Ukraine, there are 4 infantry, 3 artillery, 2 mechanized infantry, and 2 tanks. In Rostov, there's an infantry. In Stalingrad, there's an infantry. In Yenisei, there is a tank, and there are 2 infantry. In Buryatia, there are 3 infantry and a tank. And in Sakha, there are 2 infantry. So that's the end of the Russian turn. Oh, sorry, one more move I forgot because he's all the way down there. Northwest Iran, the guy in Northwest Iran is going to move up into the Caucasus. So there's one infantry in the Caucasus as well. So that's Russia turn 1. Japan is up next.